All right, so today we're going to go through the process of setting up a new course using the Cookiecutter project templates. It's a little, so this process will be refined, but I'll go through where we are right now. So we have a project repository on currently on our Heptapod instance. And in here, we have a bunch of different Cookiecutter templates. Well, I don't have very many yet, but I have one for courses. And then we will put Cookiecutter templates for our own projects that we can use as skeletons to start from. What Cookiecutter is, it's basically a Jinja templating system where you specify the structure of a project, right? So you see all the projects files that you might want, GitLab ignore files, files to run CI, documentation, tests, et cetera, et cetera. And these things have in their file names possibly, as well as in the contents of the file, various template parameters. These, well, this one doesn't have any, but the Jinja template expansion. So the things with two braces, and something inside, this will get replaced by whatever the Cookiecutter project slug is, which is one of the things that you specify when you run Cookiecutter, and then it fills this out. So it basically just gives you this layout of files and then conditionally inserts a whole bunch of stuff so that you have a starting point. So that's the basic idea. All right, so the process to set this up for a course is first you have to get some information about the course, what you want to do. And so what I've done here is I'm going to do this just in a directory. Maybe I should make this a little bigger. Is that visible?
Yeah.
Let's drop this down a bit. Okay, so I've made a folder on my computer for 552. That's the course Quantum 3 that Nicholas is teaching right now. So I'm going to do that. That's where we'll put this stuff. And then in this directory, I'll have these in some notes that'll be in the Cookiecutter template. But I downloaded one of the YAML files from this top-level Cookiecutter template directory for the course, right? So I downloaded the physics 555 YAML file. And then I need to replace that with the information relevant for the course. So just editing that file here. I've given it a name. Maybe this is a little, I want to hide these from the students. And so I've called it .physics 522 Cookiecutter YAML. Right? I want to store it so that I know what I have, but that's what it is. So here we go. Institution, the department, et cetera, et cetera. When is your course, brother? Do you know the times?
Yeah, it says Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No, Tuesday, Thursday. 9:10.
9:10 till
10:25. Although it does go late most of the time.
10:25 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it? Do you know?
It's that room on the 9th floor. I don't know what number it is.
952 or something like that.
Yeah.
I have to figure that out. Okay. Oh, I'd like to have a map for that, but I don't know where I'm going to get that. So that's not a general university classroom, is it?
I don't know.
It's probably not here. I always like to put a map. Do we have Webster? It's Webster. Yeah, but it's not one of these guys. Okay, fine. Do you have a way of looking up what that actual number is?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay, then there's a couple of other pieces of information that we need here. We'll need to have a Zoom link for the course. Do you have Canvas?
It's 9:41. Yeah.
9:41, thanks. Can you go to the Canvas website for the course, because I'm not listed there as an instructor, and tell me what the Zoom number is for the class?
Oh, there is none.
Well, there should be one automatically set up in Canvas.
Okay.
I think. I know you don't use it, but
yeah,
I think there's one set up in Canvas.
I don't know where I would find.
And what is the number up here? The instructor number?
The instructor number.
Instructor.
Oh,
Canvas
instructor.
number.
It's 1539203.
9203, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anything that looks like a Zoom link on here.
Okay, so maybe he has to actually enable that, and then I see. The people in the course, are they people who we should I just use my Forbes group meeting for this? Would that be reasonable?
I don't really see why not.
Okay.
It's
All right. So I will use the Forbes group for that. What is that's this one, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the number? Can you read it out?
Yeah, it's going to be 953
953
0687
87. Yeah.
4676.
4676, like that.
Correct.
Okay, good. So I won't. Yeah, right. Fine. This will go online, but the password won't go out there, and you know what the password. We'll have to communicate that to people privately. That's why I feel okay doing this. Okay, the author. This is a good point. I guess I'll leave me as the author, but the instructor should be Nicholas. Does he have an? Well, it doesn't matter. What's his office? Do you know for the? Like you have a syllabus and stuff.
Oh yeah, I do have the syllabus.
Okay, so maybe we'll put those out just for here. This is Quantum Theory 3. The title will be that. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to create some things.
It's 1252. This is office.
1252. Oh, right. Okay. And phone number?
I guess 509 doesn't list the first 3 digits. That's 509-335-2711.
2711. Like that?
Yep.
And the office hours? Does he list those?
12:30 to 1:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or by appointment.
Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Okay. Or by appointment. Okay, fine. So then no TA or anything for that. Okay, fine. So I think this is all the information that we need for the course. So once we have that saved, then the next step is to edit that file. Okay, so I'm just typing some notes here on the instruction page. Oh, one other thing, I guess I need to find out the course class number, which I think you get from this page. No. Yes, there it is. 30168. And that goes somewhere. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so once that's done, then we take this file, then we build the cookie from the Cookiecutter template. We populate everything using that file. And the command's a little hard to remember. I've got it down here somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. So this is it. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you actually have Cookiecutter, and it has to be version 2.2 or higher, which is not available on pip yet. And so if you don't have this, then you need to run a command like this to upgrade it from the GitHub repository. I think I have the right version. I do.
Sounds like a job for pipx.
Oh, maybe. Do you want to suggest that?
I definitely would. I think it's the
okay. So what do I do?
To deal with these kind of command line utilities.
Pipx?
You have to install it, of course. Do you have Homebrew?
I don't use Brew. I use Mac ports. But presumably it's in Conda?
Maybe.
No.
I think you can install it via pip. That seems a little weird, but I guess there's no reason not to.
So what does it do? It just puts things in a...
Yeah, it just makes isolated environments for command line utilities, and then exposes whatever entry points that they offer. So you can have clean uninstalls and not have any kind of...
Well, so there, I've installed pipx in my base environment.
Yeah.
And then I have to remember to vi my configurations. So this is not part of the course, but this is just how I do things. I have an environment-based.yaml file. And you suggest doing pipx. So we'll do it in the pip section for now because I didn't see it elsewhere. And then Anaconda client. Right, Anaconda upload, right? Yeah, there we go. So I keep all of my base environments on Anaconda cloud, so I can install them. If I need to create them based on my Anaconda env create m4/base, and that would do it on another computer. So that's sort of how I do that. Okay, it is available on Conda Forge, so we might want to put that in Conda Forge, but we'll try it now as it is. Okay, and then what you would suggest, okay, so what you would
there's one
recommend is
more.
pip.
You're
X.
supposed to run pip-x ensure path, one word, after you install it.
When?
That's a sub command to.
So I installed it in my Conda base environment.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work. It probably. Oh, okay.
So pip-x ensure.
That's a two words. Pip-x, but ensure path is one word.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to do it in my home directory.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And now I go pip-x what?
Pip-x install. It's just a drop-in replacement for pip. So you'll need to, you'll need that.
Okay, so then the fine. So I'll put this in the notes. So here's the command I would use for pip. So we can go or pip-x. So just like that?
Yep.
All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, so I'm using my work conda deactivate. Let's do that. Cookiecutter. Which one am I using? So I have one in there already. Okay, but fine. Let's see what happens. No, it's not a drop-in replacement for pip.
I guess not. Yeah.
Presumably.
Well, you definitely don't need user because it's always going to be that.
Okay, looks like it might work.
Oh.
No, so it doesn't seem to. We're gonna. Okay, so maybe, but we have to do this from GitLab repo. So if you want to look into that, that'll be good.
It's a GitLab problem, you think?
Well, I mean, right? It's something's wrong here.
You are. I know you're supposed to be able to install from a repository like GitHub at least.
Sure. I mean, this is GitHub, but with pip you have to specify the egg name. I mean, basically it means that it's not well, it's not a drop-in replacement.
No, I guess not. I haven't really done anything complicated with it, so.
I'll put that in as a comment if this does work. But in the meantime, we'll continue. Okay, so once you have an appropriate version of Cookiecutter installed, then you need to, right, okay, so this is the basic command. It's a little long, but we will just do it here, and I'll describe it as I'm doing it. Okay, so we're running Cookiecutter. We're going to get the template from this list of templates, this Mercurial project that I have online. This is the project itself. It's a Mercurial project, and I need it from the Cookiecutter course because there's going to be multiple templates in there, right? There'll be one for our development projects, etc. Maybe one for a thesis, etc. Like that. The config file that I'm going to use is this one that I then created. So I need to edit that. Ooh, I guess I can't do it here, right? So let me edit this in the other. So the file would be 522. All right. And then the output directory is where we're going to put this guy. We're going to build it in the current directory. So that's that. We're going to overwrite the output if it exists, which it doesn't. And we're not going to use any input file. We're going to get all of the commands. So typically when you run Cookiecutter, it'll ask you all the questions. And you type in the answers or choose the options, and then it'll fill it out, right? But it's kind of a pain because there's a lot of information here. So we do it in the YAML file. So hopefully this will just work, and it might fail, but we'll see. Okay, there, it worked. So now what we have is we have a forest physics 522 quantum theory 3, right? And then that has everything in there already.
Nice.
Hopefully that will work. at this point, I should be able to go make doc server. Where's the make file? Oh, I went out, sorry. 522, 552, quantum theory 3. Okay, then I should be able to make doc server, and hopefully this will do the right thing. This will run conda on the Anaconda projects file. Once that will create the environment, the local environment. Once that's done, it'll run Sphinx auto build, and it'll generate whatever's in the documentation folder. So that's the basic idea.
Is this not using poetry?
No.
Just Anaconda project.
Correct.
Yeah.
I need to sit down with Anaconda project and get it working with poetry. I'd like to have it so that the Anaconda project pip thing can say just use poetry to install all the Python dependencies, but I haven't done that yet. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me see. I can't remember.
The problem, I think, was that you couldn't pip install the current project, right?
Yeah, no, so you can't do that. So what I actually use is I use an Anaconda project init command. And in this command here, I could run poetry. Right, so that would be the thing. I've done this in previous projects. But I think for now, I've just put everything in the Anaconda project YAML file.
Sure.
Okay, so that should be all that's needed there. There we set up. Oh, what does this say? I don't know what this.
I think maybe because it's already installed, it's.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right, but it looks like that might have worked. So I will leave this as an option, or pipex, right? Okay, fine. All right, so then we do this. We create the project. That should be fine. This goes into the physics 522 quantum III. All right. Whoops. All right. And then we're going to go install. All right. Okay, so I think that's it. We should say first that we need to do this. Right. Prerequisite. Make sure that Cookiecutter is installed at version 2.0.2 or later. This can be done with pip or pipx. Okay. So we go into this folder. We then go make doc server. All right, so that's basically it. Let's see if it worked. Yeah, it did. So here we go. And now we can open this guy. We'll see what that looks like. There we go. Okay, so that's the basic setup. Now, a few other things, I won't document these now, although I'd like to in a bit. The next thing to do is to, well, maybe you can give me some advice on this. What I want to do I want to keep a base environment, like a base branch where just the Cookiecutter stuff is installed. And then the branch where we modify it to do whatever we want. The reason being, when I update the Cookiecutter stuff and add new features like CI testing, new documentation stuff, etc., I want to be able to update that and then merge that into a project. Okay. So the way I've been doing this in 555, for example, is like this. Whoops, sorry, I have to go to the course. Right. So I have something like this. So I have a branch called Cookiecutter base where I just update it every time I update Cookiecutter. I regenerate all the files. And then I merge that into the main branch. And because I've resolved all the conflicts, that usually is painless. Right?
Yeah, so
that's not the issue. I'm fine with that.
Okay, go on, I guess.
The issue is that when you run Cookiecutter again, it tries to, so it installs it, there's no output directory. So it installs it into this directory. But I don't want it to install into that directory. I want it to install into dot, my current directory where all my project files are. And so I've done a really silly thing, which is I've symlinked this to dot.
Oof.
Right? Which kind of works, except there's another bug in Cookiecutter that if there's directories that exist that don't have anything in them, or then Cookiecutter won't overwrite those directories. So there's two bugs in Cookiecutter. Do you think it's bad if we just have one level of indirection?
One level.
So the actual, the thing is that the actual project will have at the top level just like the README file, and then it'll have this. Yeah, see, this is kind of the annoying thing, right? All of the git ignore and the CI, GitLab CI, all of these things have to be at the top level of the project in order for them to function. And so if I put this in a folder, then I'm kind of screwed. So I think I'm probably better, if you're going to manage this, you should manage this as a meta project with sub-projects or something. So I think I'm going to keep this silly trick. I think I'm going to keep this silly trick because I don't see a better way around it. If you come up with a better way, let me know. So what I would have to do at this point is I would go, yeah, so here's what I'd do here. Now that I know the name of the file, I would go rm-rf this. Then I would go ln-s dot to blah. So I have that. Okay, and then I would do the same thing again. I'd run the Cookiecutter. Did I run it here? No, I think I ran it up here. No, where is it? Maybe I did it over here. Nope, I guess it didn't get stored. Must have been here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to run that once more. And now it populates everything properly. Kind of annoying, but anyway, I think that's the best thing for now. So then at this point, I want to create a repository. So I'm going to HG. Oh, I actually won't do that. In order to do this properly, I'm going to first create the repositories on GitLab and GitHub. So I'm going to go to GitLab. I'm going to host them there. I'm going to create a new project. And it's going to be in create a blank project. It's going to be in my WC courses subproject. The project is Phys 552 Quantum 3, spelled correctly. Right. The project name Quantum 3, is that? I think that's right. Short course, maybe I'll use the actual catalog entry for this. Physics 552 Quantum theory 3. Oh, I should put theory. But I want to keep the slug short. Normalize. Did I spell that correctly? I guess it's.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, fine. So something like that. It's going to be public. We'll make it public. I don't want to initialize it with anything. No README file. Nothing. 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 Create the project. Okay, so I've created that project there. I should go back now and edit the YAML file and make sure I put that in right. So that's the GitLab one. Is that correct? Good. It's what I wanted it to be. Okay. And then I can clone the repo. I'm going to use Mercurial to clone this. Okay, so I'm going to clone this. Can I do that here? Yeah, okay, fine. So I'll clone it into another folder and move from that other folder. Oh, physics.hg to here. Then remove that other folder. Oh, I guess I didn't call it what I wanted to call it, did I? Dang. I wanted this to be phys. Let me see, what have I called my other courses? Sorry, slightly. I want these guys to be physics. Oh, they're all physics. Fine. I should probably change this in there. There's a slight issue in where these guys end up. And it's probably in the cookie cutter template. So I should change that. Yeah, there's a difference between phys and physics, math and mathics and stuff like that. So this name is not necessarily, but I have to leave this as it is because that's what the cookie cutter project slug will be. Anyway. All right, so that's set. Okay, so now I think everywhere is okay. So we can take a look here. And so we've got everything. Let me just save this guy. And then, so what I want to do now is I want to make sure, right, okay. So I want to commit everything. So let me add everything. And let me commit everything. First under the branch. Cookiecutter base. And I'm going to commit. Template filled with cookie. And I think I've been using the tag base for that. There we go. Okay, so I have that now. And then what I want to do is I want to start modifying things and I'll start making my regular branch on top of that. Make sense? So I should probably update to the default branch. Oh, interesting. Where did I do this before? Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
You just have to create the default branch now?
Yeah, but I can't remember what it's actually called because GitLab, it's from GitLab, right? Would it be main? I guess it would be main.
My guess, yeah.
Let me just redo this. So I'm going to remove the .hg folder. I'm going to clone again, blah into there. I'm going to move yeah, so this is what I'll put in the notes. I'm going to move this .hg here, rm dear physics. Okay, and then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this file and the symlink. I'm going to commit these. Okay, so there, that's on the, which branch is that? So that's on the default branch. And then I'm going to do then I'm going to create a new branch. The Cookiecutter base, and I'm going to now do my Cookiecutter blah. Here's the problem that we end up with. So this templates file exists. So for now, I can just get rid of that folder, do this once more. Now everything should be okay. Now I can add everything, commit this as base. Okay, and now I can update to the default branch. Go down there and I can merge in my Cookiecutter branch. Okay, so that's my general workflow. So I have the Cookiecutter base branch, I have the main branch, etc. I'll push those. Let me also, while I'm at it, let's take a look at the README. Oh, this might actually just work. Okay, so I think this will work. So I'll do this first. I want to go to Cookiecutter, sorry, to read the docs. And then on here, I want to go to my projects and I want to add a new project. I'm just going to refresh this, and it should find all of my projects that are in GitLab or GitHub. I've linked my accounts. You have to go do that under your accounts page, right? Somewhere here, settings, connected services, right? So I have GitLab and my GitHub accounts connected, and so it can find the projects that are there. So hopefully if I go back here, import a project, I should see this now. Courses, yeah, here it is. So I'll add that. Now, one thing to notice is that if you use the full name, you'll get a very long slug. And I don't want that. I want this to be short because I've run into problems. So I'm going to do that as my name. It's a Git repository. The default branch is main, fine. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Then you'll see that the slug up here is phys 552 quantum 3. Is that what I put in here? Read the docs. No, I had physics 522. Okay, so we can go and we can delete this, and we'll just do that again. Import a project. We'll do that once more. 5. Right. Okay, there we go. Plus physics 522 quantum 3. I think that's a short enough slug. We'll do that. Is that the slug? Physics 522 quantum 3. Okay, so that's the slug that we want. Now I can edit the project and put the name back to what I wanted it, which is physics 522 quantum theory 3.
The slug that you had in the Cookiecutter template, I think, was phys.
I have physics.
Oh, okay.
Phys is the slug for like the environment name and stuff that I want really short, but it's probably better to leave it like this. So there we go. I might want to put this in, but I will leave that blank for now. Blah, 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 blah. Done, done, done. Okay, so that's all set. So now when I go back here and I push this, it should, oh, it doesn't have a bookmark. All right, so I want to bookmark. This is the main branch. I can spell bookmark properly. And type properly. All right, so then this should push to GitLab. Once GitLab gets it, then read the doc should get a signal. that there is there was an update, quantum 3, and then this should trigger a build. Why did this fail? This failed because there was no branch main. Okay, that's fine, but now it should trigger again automatically. Maybe you have to trigger it manually. I'll try it now. Yeah, now it's got it. Okay, so hopefully this will work. So that's it. A few other things that one should set up. Since this is a course, I want to add a course file for that. So I have done that somewhere here. You won't have access to this thing, but I've created a physics course file. The most important thing here is I want the shared project. And then this project is where we have things that I'm going to add you as a collaborator. Who are you? You're Will, not Wheaton. No, you're not Will. You're Ed.
Yeah.
So there we go. So I'll add you as a collaborator. And this is where we'll work right now. Okay. And so then the only other thing I need to do is with this project, I need to add this to my SSH file. So I'm going to edit that. My tilde.ssh config file. So SMC 555. So I have one here. I'm going to create one for 552. And you know how to use these, but the idea here is that you create an alias for the various projects so you can remember what they are. You don't have to remember these long slugs. Put it more a general wildcard down here. I call it SMC because it's Sage Math Cloud was it used to be called before CoCalc. Ingrained in my brain. You want to make sure you send the HG username and get username stuff so that we can do that, or set it here. You don't have to send if you don't have it. You can just set it. Forget this stuff. This is the server. That's basically it. So once that's done and the project's running, I should be able to go SMC 552, and that should work as long as I don't have an error in this file. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong?
Oh, yeah, just user. It's
specified
like that. Yeah.
There we go. Bam. All right, so now we're on CoCalc. We're in here. On CoCalc, we make a repository called repositories, cd.repositories. And then I want to git clone. Probably should mercurial clone, but I'll git clone it for now. And I need the GitLab URL, which is there it is. Clone, I don't want to do with SSH because I want to be able to push. So I do that. Now these are a little bit aggressive, but when you run make init on CoCalc, this will set it up. And so in this project will by default have the kernel associated with Quantum. And so that's it. Okay, so that will basically be it. And then we're set up running. The other things that one could do is you can link it to GitHub. So you have a mirror. I typically do that for my courses, although I didn't do it for this one because we don't have any content there. And then, but then you can use their CI. And that's basically it. Now we're set up and ready to run.
Yeah, it seems relatively straightforward, actually.
And then what I'd like to do, so forget this, I'd like to have some options in that YAML file where you can toggle features. Like for example, if you want to use Manum or not, if you want to have tests or not, if you want to have, right? And so then it'll make a more complete or less complete, right? So features. And then when you do it, when the cookie cutters are updated, you just update to that base branch, update the cookie cutter files, and then merge them back in. And then hopefully that works reasonably well. There is a project that tries to do that automatically, but I don't know why it doesn't work. So this is taking longer than I expected. I don't know why that takes so long. But anyway, that's fine. Okay, so that's how to set up a new project. Hopefully that makes sense. I will add some instructions to this to the cookie cutter template file. So that's where to look in the near future. So once we've done this, then you can go to your CoCalc project. And in the CoCalc project, you should be able to clone the repo. So I make a directory called repositories. And then I go into the repositories. I already did this. And then I want to git clone my actual repo from GitLab. And now you'll notice if this fails, one of the reasons, and you set up everything properly, the reason it could fail is because your project might not be running on a license, in which case you won't have internet access. They disable that so that you don't have, people can't use CoCalc to spam things. So I need to look and see, one of my projects is using this license. I don't know which one. I thought it was this one, but I thought I shut it down. I guess I didn't shut it down. Yes, stop project. I probably didn't stop it. Okay, so now I should be able to go here and I should be able to start the, oh, no, that's
Yeah,
what I did. I just started the project that I just tried to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop the project. Yes, stop the project. And then we'll just close all these things. Okay, so it stopped. I'm going to close that one so I don't accidentally start it again. Now I should be able to see that this one's not exhausted because I think that's what it was. Oh, maybe I have something else using it. Check on my account, my licenses. We'll try the new page. See if that looks any better. Manage licenses, see the licenses you manage. My personal one is being used. That's okay. Where is this one being used? It's currently running. Where is it currently running? Oh, okay. So this probably now has started up properly. Okay, that's the one I wanted to. I wanted to have the shared project one. That's this shared project here. Let me stop the project. Who has 552, right?
Yeah.
552. Oh, no, yeah, that's it for shared project 552. Oh, one of the other things that you should do, by the way, on this. Okay, so yes, I'm going to stop this project. I'm going to go back to my old one because I don't like the name for this. I want to change the name of my course, just for the record here. I want to change the name to be something that doesn't have, because I keep these in an archive folder so that and symbolically link the current one. But I actually want this to have a nice name. Sure, so it's blah, blah, blah. Where is it? The course config. Do you see the name? Project name?
Title?
That's weird. There used to be a, oh, here it is. Great. Yeah. So this is physics 552. Quantum 3. So I'll save that as a name. Should put a description there. Okay. Hopefully then when I do that, then I go to the shared project, open the shared project. Okay, good. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to shut this one down. Stop this one. Make sure the other one is stopped. W2 courses, settings, stop this project. Yes. Oh, something else is using the my personal thing. So I have to find out what that is. Which one is currently running? Oh, the ISI Math Seminar 1. Aha. Who is running this one? Oh, Jared was running it. Oh, 26 minutes ago. All right. Well, I don't want to bump him off. So for our purposes, I'll add another license to this one. Is this the right shared project? That's the only thing that's kind of annoying. No. This is the right shared project. Settings, okay, and I'll use our NSF license. try that one. Apply the license. Is that one available? That one's valid. Okay, so now I can restart the project. Okay, so now we should have access to the internet. Once that gets running, then we should be able, this should kick us out. It did. Then we should be able to SSH back in. By the way, notice if you do try and SSH in, you will get a permission denied area if the project is not running yet on the web. Just one of the quirks with CoCalc, there's no way to trigger it to run without going to the website. I don't know if we can somehow trick SSH to first ping the website. But
well, it has to actually, you can even be on the website without the project started, right? So
yeah, it has to actually click start project. I'm sure we could do something. All right, so now we're going to git clone this project. Boom. That should work. Yes, I haven't connected yet. That's good. Okay, looks good. All right, so now we have the project in there. Usually I go to the top page and I'm going to copy from another project from my, because I put this in here. We should probably put this into the files somewhere, but I want to go to my other projects. Let's close some of these guys. Which one is this? This is the 555, yeah. So I want to copy this README file here. Actually, I'll copy, well, yeah, the README file is the only one I really want. I'm going to copy that one over. So because it has the links to the current documentation and to the doc server and stuff like that. So files, blah, copy, possibly to a different project. I'm going to go to the 552 Quantum 3 project in the home directory. Fine, there we go. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. There. Okay, so now it should be there in the top level. Okay, so this is the README file. This is physics 552 quantum theory 3. This is a share CoCalc project for physics 552 offered in the spring term of 2022. Please do blah, blah, blah. This should all be the same. The only thing here is I need to put this project ID in instead. So this could be something we could easily cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to get you have to first create the CoCalc project, then add these things. That should be fine. Did we left this as physics 552, right? Quantum
Yes.
3. So it should be that basically. This just should be changed to physics 552 quantum 3. Doc server physics 552 quantum III. And instructor notes physics, so I need to put the same thing here. Quantum III. Yeah, this should be, we should definitely do this. I don't want to waste the time today because I actually like to get the things done. Okay, but that should be that. So now we should be able to go to the, okay, so first of all, let's see if this terminal exists. Oh, okay, so normally this would run everything and it would be generate making, but I haven't actually run make init yet. So I want to go to the repository, go into the physics 552, everything's there. I want to run make init. That should, ooh. This might actually do it, but I'm going to stop this for now because I don't want to do it in two places at once. Stop. That might be a bit of a problem. Anyway, yeah, so make init then has some special instructions for CoCalc that goes through and it runs MMF setup on CoCalc, and that sets up the initial, like the bash alias files on CoCalc to use those LC, HG environmental variables, set those up. It will build the kernel for this, and then it'll also activate that kernel when you SSH in. So that'll be the default kernel. And so now this project is set up to use this particular repository. And that's how it goes. Now, it's a little aggressive. If you have multiple projects on a single CoCalc project, then the last one that you run make init will be the one that gets activated when you SSH in and stuff. Right? So, but the mode here is that this is a shared class project, and so you only want to activate that one kernel. Okay, so that's it. I think that's where we're at. I'll pause in case there's anything else interesting we can record later. But so I had an error at the end of this. This error comes up occasionally. Conda environment is missing, blah, blah, blah. And I need the Conda package right. What happened here is I started the auto build server and that was running while this one was running and they competed and there's a bit of an issue. If that happens, what you can just do is you can remove all the environments. And then run make init again. This should go quickly this time because it should have everything downloaded. Once you get the environment successfully installed, then you should run make clean to get rid of the conda packages. Otherwise, eventually you run out of disk space. You don't have a whole lot in Cookout. Right, so these are all downloaded already, so it doesn't have to do anything. So now it's just building the package. There may still be a problem if I have that other terminal running in the background, but I think that probably has crashed by now. So hopefully this will just work.